Well, hello there trainers, greetings, KuroBlitz here and welcome back to another video. Today I bring you another topic of discussion and I feel like this is something that a lot of people would like to be addressed or at least be more spoken about. And this is a segue for my outline video of how I would do a Pokemon Scarlet and Violet series or even a Paldea journey. This is my version for a Galar focused journey or even a Sword and Shield series, however you please it. This is going to be how I would personally do a Pokemon Sword and Shield series. I really don't have the time or the interest to do it because Generation 8 is something of the past and I don't really like to dwell in dubious writing that the Pokemon anime had. Like, it's better to leave that stuff in the past. So if you want to make something, be it. I'm gonna give you the guidelines for it. If you want to make a Sword and Shield series or Galar series with Go, Chloe, or maybe not even them, just replace what I'm going to say with other characters, but yeah. Without further ado, let's get this started. Alright then, so when it comes to tackling the Sword and Shield series or a Galar focused journeys, there is one thing we need to address. Pokemon Journeys as a whole has 151 episodes, 136 of mainline, 11 of Mesace, and 4 Arceus specials. From the main line being 136, I'm going to divide this in 8, and we basically have 8 arcs of 17 episodes. However, these 17 episodes are going to be yet subdivided as well into 10 of Galar, and 7 abroad. And it's going to be a continuous effect, right? Anyways, for the first story of Galar, I feel like the first 3 episodes that need to be tackled. 10, not 3, sorry. We need episodes focused about the origins of Mew, Notostoke City, the Serenes Institute, and then we have an exhibition match. It could be Ash and Leon, it could be Raihan and Leon, it could be Lance and Leon, someone against Leon, right? And then we get Go and Scorbunny and the Wild Area episode, and this one, the number 7, is interesting. Chimecho and Berserker. I'm gonna give a Berserker to Go because I feel like Go should have had a Berserker to have shenanigans with Team Rocket's Meowth. As for Chimecho, it's basically James reacquainting with his. Like maybe James's caretakers are in Galar or something and Chimecho is with them and James reunites with them. In every batch, in every arc, I'm gonna try my best for that Team Rocket can reunite with their Pokemon because god dang it, they should've. And we have other episodes in the Magnolia Labs, the Post-Fake Town, even Slumbering Wheel to postulate the Darkest Day. And the Cerise Institute is in Motostoke to not be in Wedgehurst because of Sonia and Magnolia, where she debuts here by the way, or even Hammerlock because of the power plant with Chamarose and Macrocosmos. It's the best alternative. Now, when it comes to the first abroad region, these abroad regions are going to be in a way Kanto, then Johto, then Hoenn, etc, and they are going to be focused on 7 episodes each, with the first one being Leaf and Pallet Town because I want for Go to have a rival, and then we have Gary and Pidgeot where Ash's Pidgeot does return. And in order for Ash to be in this World Tournament, Ash needs to win 6 tournaments. The 6 tournaments he has to win are 3 of the normal class, 2 of the great class, and 1 of the ultra class, so that he can be in the Masters tournament, okay? So the first people that he's going to battle are going to be, Lorelei, Bruno, and Agatha, the Elite 4 of Kanto. All of these matches are 3v3. Just want to point something out, because Ash has Pikachu and Pidgeot, the third Pokemon is going to have is Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime is going to be a core member of this hypothetical team for Ash, because for this rewrite of Sword and Shield, Ash doesn't capture any new Pokemon, he's just going to use old ones. And the old ones he's going to use are Pokemon that were priorly his, and he's going to reutilize them. As you can see, the other episode is Sabrina with Gengar, so he gets Gengar from the Haunter, and Gloria with Pokejobs because. But yeah, and in this batch, Jessie gets Anaconda because she should have, right? Snake, G-Max, ground to have Pikachu immunity makes sense. And then we get, James Granny Cramorant because, shenanigans from the Zarude movie, but that's a topic for another time. Now going back to Galar, we have Ash versus Hop because it kinda has to happen, right? And then we have an episode in the Galar Mines where, Go meets Grookey, and then we have, some Go-focused episodes where he battles Milo, we have the Geosand, we have the Geoglyph of Turffield go against Bede, and then we have Chloe episodes, and Chloe battles Marnie, the whole Bori Lighthouse, because I want to see landmarks, right? And against Nessa, and then we have the other Galar Mines where Go gets Sobble, then we have Ash versus Kabu, like it's a whole ordeal, okay? That way Ash can, battle people without being in Galar to do the gym challenge, just train Gigantamax on top of that. And now for the second excursion abroad, we're going to the Johto region, right, in the following episodes. And this is where we reunite with Tracy and Primeape, so Ash does get Primeape in this timeline. And Go is going to, help Suicune at the Safari Zone of, Cyanwood, because I feel like this is something that, it should have been addressed, like Go doing Safari Zone challenges, or doing, Wild Area catch-a-thons or something around the lines. Anyway, now with the second tournament for Ash, since Johto doesn't have an Elite Four yet, I'm going to, have Will and Karen being here because I feel like Ash should battle them. And these are the only tier trainers that Ash is going to battle. If he wants to become a world champion, he should have battled only Elite Four trainers. Viscus is here because I like her character and I want for, all of the tournaments to be like in Black and White 2, where you have top 8, top 4 finals, right? And since this is in Cyanwood because of the Safari Zone and also, the Gate of Cyanwood and the Cliff Mountain and whatever, I want an episode where Ash does, help Latias, like that microcosm of MPM. It's going to be in the Embedded Tower where the Draconids and Xenia diverge from the Johto clans or whatever. And the other episode is going to be, Misty and Lapras. Because Tracy and Misty returning in Johto, it kinda makes sense. And in these episodes, Jessie will get her Lickitung back, because I feel like she should get her Lickitung back to interact with Boba Fett, maybe becoming a Leaky for the Sinnoh promotion, I don't know. James gets Crowley because I always believed it was a cardinal sin that Ash gets Gible and Dawn gets Togekiss in Sinnoh League victors, but James never got his Growlithe back. That was absolute asinine and I want to correct this, okay? Okay. But yeah, so when it comes to, Ash's team, it's going to be Pikachu, Pidgeot, Gengar. So Pidgeot gets the Mega Evolution instead of, Lucario. And we get Mr. Mime to battle Leon's Mr. Rime. And we have Primeape and Lapras. So that's it, going back to Galar then. This is interesting now, because now we are going to the Isle of Armor, where we get, a lot of Chloe-focused episodes where she meets Honey, battles Clara, she gets her Kubfu because of, she wants to study Pokemon that undergo certain evolutions, like she has Yamper that refuses to evolve, she has Eevee that can't or doesn't want to at this point, and we have Kubfu because Kubfu is also very tied to evolution, whatever, and in this timeline the Chasers are not the Chasers yet because there is no Project Mew. The Nika will be, the Tower Tycoon of the Tower of Waters, and that's the one where, Chloe battles. And even in the proper Isle of Armor, we get Ash reunited with Drake of the Hoenn Elite Four because he sails there, and Flint of the Sinnoh Elite Four because he likes tropical places, and Infernape fighting type Mustard kinda makes sense, right? These are people that Ash already battled, so I don't feel like he has a need to, defeat them in these tournaments, but at least he has some training with them, right? Right. Anyways, since Go wants to capture Mew, he needs to battle people of Psychic type expertise, so I have Go battling Avery, I have him catch an Orbeetle, a shiny one that can Gigantamax no less because favoritism, and I have him battle the Tower Tycoon of the Tower of Darknesses, that being Quillen, right? The other chaser from eventually Project Mew. And all of this arc ends with, Ash battling Mustard. Because if you want to battle Leon, you already battled Hop, you kinda have to battle Mustard. It's prep work. And then we go to Hoenn. where we get the Norman episode focused on Max, we get the Mount Pyre episode because we never visit that landmark, and then we have Ash battle, the Hoenn Elite Four members that Drake spoke about. We have an episode in Shoal Cave to basically, springboard something that Glacia might address, and we have a Clement episode also focused on Bonnie because they could visit Mauville City. Mauville and Lumiose are sister cities according to the new lore, and because they are in Hoenn, Jesse and James get Gaharbok and Weezing back. Yeah. And with that, we do have a crisis in Galar because the Darkest Day is gonna happen early like in canon, but it's going to be something extremely different because I have episodes for this. I have episodes where Professor Cerise meets Professor Willow, and we have Go and Chloe focus here as well. Go re-meets Horus and he battles Horus. And then we have a 6-parter for the Darkest Day. We have the Gigantamax Meowth, Sword and Shieldbird, Sonya against Oliana, the kids against Charmer Rose, the wolves show up, we get Eternatus, all of that possess. It still happens. And after that we get Ash versus Raihan, as prep work for Leon as well, because Raihan is not in this tournament, but I feel like he, like Drake and Flint, should help our main character, right? And we have, a Professor Cerise focused episode because the guy deserves it, right? And it could even be a battle between Chloe and her father, or even Go and Cerise. I think it would be very cool. However, this is the funny part. The space-time distortions that Eternatus caused in Galar have ramifications in Sinnoh, and this is where, the story is going to, lead afterwards. We are going to the Ramana's Park, where we meet Dawn, and Dawn has a new team, and Go captures Pokemon at the Ramana's Park, and we basically see space-time distortions in the underground, where they go to see the hideaways. After that, we could have more hideaway episodes. We could even have Ash battle the Sinnoh Elite Four, and we have a Great Marsh episode where we see Brock in Pastoria and he has a Swampert for this time's sake, and in this frame we have Jesse and James getting Ice Cube and Stonejourner because they are Sword and Shield exclusives, right? Right. And yeah, now with episode 68 we are in the midpoint. We are in the middle of, this Galar Journeys or Sword and Shield series, however you want to name it, okay? And now this is where things not start to get interesting, because I want to believe that all of this is interesting, but now we are going to not going to a season 2, but I feel like this midpoint after the Darkest Day and BDSP promotion, we are going to shift gears a little bit, okay? Because Ash finally won his first Great Class tournament, right? He only needs 2 more, but we still have 3 regions to visit, so keep ready. Returning to Galar, we go to Stow-on-Side. I prefer to call it Lateral Town, it's funnier. We have Bee and Alistair focus, we have another landmark focus. The Galarian fossils, it's something I really want to tackle because I really believe that, with Ash not catching Pokemon, Ren and Krissa, right? Renji and Kikuna. Ren and Krissa, the assistants of Professor Cerise, Sakuragi. They have a Magnemite that could promote Let's Go and then become a Magnezone to promote Sinnoh remakes. And Krissa doesn't have Pokemon, but she likes Psyduck, so she could have a Golduck because of water types and to not overlap with Misty's. And Electric and Water, I feel like Arctozold, that was Go, should be Ren's. And Dracovish, that was Ash, should be Chris's. Arctovish, that abomination becomes Carolys's. I don't care, it becomes Carolys's. Dragonite, we have several Dragonites in this Mythos, we don't need Ash's Dragonite. Lucario, we have Corina's, we don't need Ash's. Surfetch though, Surfetch will be Cerise's Pokemon because Cerise will get a Dracozold. And it's basically like a knight facing a dragon. It's going to be amazing. We have Team Yell versus Team Rocket episodes because it's needed. Flareon and Cherim, it's because of Chloe, because I believe Chloe should get a Flareon because Go getting Reboot and Cinderace, right? And Cherim, Sakura Blossoms, Sinnoh, kinda makes sense. Gleamwood Tangle, we get, Ponyta Focus, and we have Bee and Opal also there because, Bee and Alistair, Girl and Guy, Opal and Bead, Girl and Guy, and then we have an episode focused on, Balloonly Town in general. And with that we go to Unova, baby. And we go into Unova, we do have episodes where, Cylon returns and he evaluates the Black and White 2 characters where he battles Rosa. We have a U focused episode, we have a Banga focused episode, and we have a battle between Iris and Alder. And maybe you can even state that, Iris is having her second grade class tournament as well, that it's separate from Ashes. And in the other 4 tournaments, you could say that, in every other of the 4 tournaments, she defeated 2 gym leaders and 1 Elite 4 member, so her battling Alder outside of the tournament could give her the champion rank, but people are still skeptical about it. It's something that you can write on your own, right? Jesse and James get Dustox and Cacnea back because, come on. But the crux of this tournament is that because Iris's, it's so intricate with the Unova Elite 4, Ash doesn't battle the Unova Elite 4, it doesn't make any sense. So for that I'm going to have Ash battle the rivals that he never either defeated or even matched against. So for this, so that he can upgrade to the Ultra class, Ash's battles are going to be against Richie, Virgil, and Halan. And he's going to defeat all of them because this is fanfiction, I can do whatever I want. However, since Ash doesn't have Greninja yet, Halan will not use Charizard. This is going to be a battle between whoever you want against Chestnut. Could be Pidgeot, could be Gengar, it could even be Mr. Mime, I don't care, do as you please, okay? Going back to Galar, let's leave Unova for now. We have episodes focused on towns and groups and other characters. We have an episode about Sir Chester Town, the City of Ice, and also Gordy and Melanie, and the Regina episode, because in this timeline, I want to make Regina the younger sister to Gordy, so basically Melanie's daughter, okay? It kinda makes sense. And I'm going to give her an Aurora's, because it's Ice Rock, and it counterparts with, Peonia's Tyrantrum, the other Kalos fossil. And then we have episodes about, Team Yell, and Pierce and Marnie, and Spike Muff. The middle of this, arc, it's basically ramifications of, the Darkest Day and the space-time distortions. We are going to see people from the Legends Arceus plot mingle into the present like how they do in Masters EX. We are going to get an episode about Adaman and Irida. We're going to get episodes about Kamado and Silene, and Ash and Cerise are going to be in the middle of this. Chloe, Krissa are going to basically have to tame all of the 5 right Pokemon, Go, Ren, and they're going to have to tame, the noble Pokemon, so it's kind of, Chloe empathizing with Pokemon in order for her to ride them like Braviary or Basculegion, and Go having to, help the nobles like Cleavor and even, Arcanine. Like, it's too much, but I love it. I feel like this should have been something to actually be addressed. Now, let's go back to Kalos. Oh boy. And with Kalos, the first thing we are going to do is a Corina episode where Ash gets the Pidgeotite and the Mega Glove. Because, Pidgeot was his 3rd Pokemon, right? It's kinda needed. And we have an episode in Kilode City because, Go could do the Safari Zone yet again. We could see, Chloe meet the Battle Chatelaines or something. And with that, Ash battles, the other Elite 4 members because Malva got fired, right? And Halan wasn't recruited yet. So Ash battles, the other Elite 4 members and he defeats them. And we have a chill episode in Aquacord Town. And in the other one, it's basically a Serena-focused episode about, kind of like in canon, where she helps Chloe, figure herself out in life. If you want to add, Ash re-meeting Greninja or even Gudra, you can. I have no problem with it. Jesse and James get Happleton and Flapple, unrespectively. Jesse gets Flapple and James gets Appleton because, shipping, right? And I believe these are the last Pokemon I'm going to, give them as brand new Pokemon. Now that we are going back to Galar, we go from the chill of Sir Chester to the even more chill of the Crown Tundra. In these episodes we have, Peony and Calyrex, because it kinda has to happen. We have Glastrier and Spectrier. I want to tell myself that, because the Crown Tundra, we have grass and ice. Calyrex's main steed was Glastrier, and when he reunites with Glastrier, the combined shadow will re-emerge Spectrier. And Spectrier being an abandoned ghost in the shadows, it's going to relate so much to Go, and Go is going to get Spectrier. And then we could see, Chairman Rose trying to get the Regis to basically, try to reignite the Darkest Day. Maybe he can get Regidrago because it's dragon and has crystals right like Eternatus. And Go helped Spectrier come out of the shadow of the darkness, and now he has to help Regieleki to see the new light. And basically it's Go against Chairman Rose. And Peony is like, brother, why do you do this, or something, like just awesome, okay? In the middle of this arc, I would like, for more legend stuff. I feel like we need Matori and Archer because of Team Rocket. So we have, canon, anime, and canon from the games. Volo and Kogita would definitely have to appear, like, like a looming evil or like something extremely mysterious. Why they show up here? Because of Kairan. Kairan from Team Galactic. He was never arrested, Looker never looked out for him. So I feel like, Kairan being in the Crown Tundra and instigating all of this would make some sense. And since the Crown Tundra, it's a beacon for legendary Pokemon, and Calyrex reuniting with Glastrier brings the spring back to, the sub-region. Enamorus returns, we could have a raid against Enamorus if you so please. And we could have, an episode about, the legendary birds, like, we could even see them, we could not, they could be elusive. We could have an Operation Tempest 2.0 with Giovanni, do as you must. As for the final episode, it's kinda like in canon, where about, Moan and the Shining Eye Oligo, Lily, and this segues to, going to Alola for the final one. Because Ash is qualified for the PWC at this point, okay? Since Kalos, Ash is qualified. This crisis happens and Go and Chloe have to deal with it. He has no time to rest or even train before this tournament. If anything, you can even postpone the tournament because of what happened here in Galar. But before that, let's go to Alola. And with going to Alola, we do have, Ash returning, we have a Battle Tree episode where you can introduce Rinto, we have a Pokepalago episode where you can introduce Hodge, so we can have, these characters interrelate to Go. Jesse and James get their Alolan Pokemon back, we have a Lake of the Moon episode because we only saw the Altar of the Sun. And this is the cool part. Ash is going to battle Paul, because Sinnoh promotion, and he's going to battle Paul for the Alola Champion title defense, and Paul is going to use his 6 ground Pokemon, because he's now the new gym leader of Viridian, basically succeeding Giovanni, Silver, Gary, whatever. And he has an Ursaluna, because of the space-time distortions, right? We have Pikachu against Torterra. The reason why Paul uses these Pokemon is to basically counter the Alola team. The problem is Ash not gonna use the Alola team, he's going to use, his new Journey Sword and Shield team, right? And with that, we go to the actual Masters Tournament. And I say Masters Tournament because there is no such thing as Masters 8. I don't want to funnel the competition. Whoever won the 6 required tournaments at the time needed are going to, participate. And I'm going to make it 12 people. 12 people so that we can have a round robin, okay? And with us having a round robin, the grand ceremony starts. And the first episode, it's a battle of Dragonites. It's Lance versus Iris. And Iris wins, dominating Lance, showing herself as the champion that she is, making Alder proud. And then we have the second episode, Ash versus Lance. and Ash wins. So Lance is down for the counting. It's between Ash and Iris, where Ash wins. We have a break episode, we go to the top 4, where Ash battles Cynthia in 2 episodes. Then we have another break, because breaks are needed for character interaction and chemistry, and then we have 3 episodes to battle Leon, and the closing ceremony with Charizard and all of that. So it's basically, round robins are 1 episode, semi-finals are 2 episodes, finals are 3 episodes. You could even say that, Lance... You could even say that, for example, you could say that Leon defeated Steven and Diantha. Like, do the brackets as you please. As long as you make it a top 12, fine, whatever. And then to end all of this, and to cross-promote with another spin-off game, Ash, Go, and Chloe are going to, the Pasio region, because it's the final one, right? They're going to the Pasio region, and we're going to have some interesting characters, dynamics, not for Ash, because he already ended his arc, more for Go and Chloe as a passing of the torch, kinda. Go and Chloe are basically, they are going to meet their alternate universe selves. Chloe is going to meet her gym leader self from Vermilion. She's going to meet her Cantonian self, where she has a Yamper, Dracozolt, Toxtricity, Hisui and Electrode, Morpeko, Pincurchin, all electric types. And Go is going to meet his alternate universe self, also from Kanto, because these iterations are Galarian, and this Go was the one trainer that, picked Bulbasaur. Go and Chloe picked Bulbasaur and Charmander. Charmander became Parker's Pokemon, Chloe's younger brother. Go got Bulbasaur, he battled Gary while Ash was in the Orange Islands, he became an Ivysaur, and that Ivysaur could have, moves like Sleep Pounder, Toxic, Stun Spore to immobilize Mew. And after he reunited with Ash in that tower from episode 3, Go gets Venusaur, so Go gets Venusaur, Ash gets Charizard, Gary has Blastoise. It kinda makes Go retroactively the 3rd protagonist of the Kanto saga, but he kinda quitted like Reggie did. This is a what if within another what if. You can even say that, because the 3 leaders of Professor Willow are here, and I also added Professor Willow before Darkest Day, you could even postulate, for example, Chloe battling Blanche, Ash battling Spark, and Go battling Candela, because they kinda look the same. Script 0 of Journeys had Candela be his older sister or something, whatever. Steven and Diantha need episodes as well. Todd and Alexa, photographers, they need an episode as well. And because we are in Pasio and whatever, Jesse and James are going to leave Team Rocket, Beware gets their headquarters Pokemon back. This is all fanfiction fuel. And this is where Go will decide to basically found Project Genesis to, see all legendary Pokemon or whatever. There's no such thing as Project Mew, that's stupid. That's stupid. He's going to hire a lot of people. He's going to hire Hodge, Horus, Rinto, Quillen, Leaf, Danica, you name it. And this is where the main line ends, but, now we get into Mesoset territory, and with entering into Mesoset territory, incorporating the 4 episodes of the Arceus special into the numbering, we have 15 episodes to account, and all of this is going to happen in Kanto. This is the Mesoset saga, and the Mesoset saga starts extremely interesting because, with the changes of the league in the Indigo Plateau, Koga is now a Elite 4, and that means that Janine is a gym leader, so we have an episode focused on Janine. And we also have an episode focused on Silver, because it's kinda needed, right? With, Team Rocket ending and all of that. And we have other episodes. We have, for example, we have Chloe against Marina, Go versus Vincent, and Ash versus Jimmy, so we get our red versus gold iteration here. And the plot has them start, in the inauguration of the trainer house in Viridian City, where, we see our trio re-meeting other characters, so it's all fine and good, right? And before I forget to mention, yes, Gloria, it's kinda like Chloe's rival, but not really. Kind of like how Burgundy was to Silent. It's more like a character foil. But yeah. And then continuing on. We do have more episodes where, you know, we have a showdown against Team Rocket, where Chloe does get the Salamence, because I want for Chloe to get a Bagon, because evolving a Bagon is extremely difficult, and her team in this version is exclusive about, you know, evolution. Go gets, you know, the Munium Z to do the Genesis Supernova with Mew, because it's kinda needed, and Ash defeats Giovanni, what more do you need? And Team Rocket already left. If anything, Jesse and James are helping Go and Chloe to defeat Giovanni because he imprisoned Ash. We could have a Mewtwo episode, and we could have a Miyamoto episode about Jesse's backstory and all of that. I just feel like that would be extremely cool. As for the final episodes, it's the ones that everyone wanted. An episode about Ash's celebration of being world champion in Oak's lab, and Ash already re-met all of his former travel companions in, you know, revisiting the regions. May has to be here, but only visually, because the VA can't speak for her, right? And that's kinda it. And we need the Ash vs Go battle, because we never had any. We need it. We do need an Ash vs Go episode. When it comes to Go and Chloe, in their focused episodes, evolve the Pokemon when you really want to, realistically. Meetings and Partings, the final episode, because Kanto is to the east. I feel like they should have departed each other in the Victory Road gate, because Victory Road gate has 4 exits. They go from the right to the center, and we have 3 exits. One to the north, one to the west, one to the south. This is where the characters should go. Chloe goes to the north, to the Indigo Plateau. She goes to the academy where Liko is in Horizons. Go goes to the south, to Tojo Falls, to, you know, see Suicune or something. He goes to the next frontier. And Ash goes to Mount Silver, to the west. He goes to train. He's basically doing, you know, the red shit. This would have been absolutely amazing. I feel like a Galar focused journeys or a Sword and Shield series would have been amazing if it was done this way. It should have been amazing and done this way. And as you can see in the background, these are, you know, the teams that I have, you know, for Go, for Chloe, and even for, you know, Ash. With Go getting a starter of each stage, like the trainer in Super Smash, gets more Peko because Regional Rodent, Berserk and Orbeetle because Chloe gets a mishmash of, you know, several teams. She does get the Water Urshifu because it kinda made sense, right? For types to not repeat. And Ash gets something extremely interesting, right? I have the badges here because of people that either forfeited, he never properly defeated, or he never defeated or battled whatsoever, right? That's why the badges that are there are, you know, Bryce, Watson, Maylene, Marlon, Drayden, Sabrina, Erika, and Giovanni. Actually doing an international league with 8 badges could have been a what if within itself, now that I think about it. But that's a story for another day. I hope you guys like it. Make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And without further ado, keep on having an amazing journey, trainers. KuroBlitz out.